Oh, hello there. I was just about to put my shirt on. Get mixed reviews about having my shirt off or on, so I put it on. I've just done a bike workout, but I want to speak to you about injury and illness. Okay, injury and illness is one of the things that everybody in the athletic world will come across at some point. Now, as you can hear, maybe you can sense it in my voice a little bit chesty, because I've just had a little bit of a chest infection and it's taken me away from training for a little bit. But the best thing you can do when it comes to injury or any type of illness is just to take the time off. Straight off, have a break. It's the best thing you can do. I know it's probably what not a lot of you want to hear. You want to keep with your training, consistency is key and all that. It is. Consistency is key. Never forget that. But when you're injured or you're ill, the main thing is to recover. And the recovery, the quicker you can recover, the better. If you train through an illness or you train through an injury, then your recovery is going to be longer and you're potentially not going to come out the other side any better. When you do come out the other side, then you need to gradually build up again. So injury and illness is going to happen to everybody. And at some point you're going to be ill, some point you're going to be injured. Take the time off is the number one rule. Do not train through an injury. Do not train through an illness. It'll extend the recovery. Now, obviously, there is caveats to that rule. Depends on how ill you are, depends on how injured you are. Sometimes you can get away with a little niggle if it's an injury, and sometimes you can get away with a little head cold, things like that. You can train through them fine. But if it's something that really fatigues you on a daily basis, you struggle to get out of bed or you struggle to do your daily tasks, that is an illness that needs to be taken care of, and you need to recover from it first before you worry about your training. If you have had years behind you or months behind you's worth of consistent training, taking a week off will not hinder your progress. Believe me, I'm telling you now, take the time off and recover. It's what I've just done. I've just had a week off because I've had a little bit of a chest infection, and then straight back into it. Now, when you go straight back into it, the key is to take it easy. Take those first sessions easy and keep them low intensity and perhaps not very long either. So you're talking maybe 10 minutes, 20 minutes to start off with. Gradually build it up on a daily basis. You're not going to be where you was, so don't think you can jump straight back into a run or a bike or a swim and be at the standard you was a couple of weeks ago before your illness and injury. Or even if your injury is months ago, then obviously you need to take it even slower. So you may have heard me talk before about low intensity being the main bulk of your work, and then 5% of that is hard work. You need to put in the hard work, put in those sprints, put in those hill climbs, and put in that intensity into your training. But when you're coming back from an illness or an injury, forget that. All right, just forget that for the time being. Keep it all at low intensity, at least for 1 to 2 weeks, depending on how injured or how ill you were or how long you had out. Do not approach the high intensity work too quickly. It has a tendency to put you back into injury mode or if you're not fully recovered from your illness, it will knock you back a step. So keep your intensity low, gradually build up. And trust me, this is one thing you have to trust me on. Your fitness will get back to where it was. Just ensure you recover quick, recover well. Hello there. I'd just like to interrupt and say that the first part of this video I was going to put out a couple of weeks ago. But it turns out that since that video, I picked up another little injury. I was in the gym and just felt my abdomen and my stomach muscles tighten up, and I picked up a little strain in my abdomen. So again, I just want to reiterate the fact that once you've been injured or ill, it happens to everybody. Everybody, every athlete, every multi-sport athlete, every athlete across the board is going to get ill or injured at some point. And the best way to come out of that is consistency rather than intensity. So since the first part of this video, I again picked up another little injury which set me back. So I had to have some more recovery, some more rest time that you don't really want to be having this time of year for a triathlete, but you know, you have to do these things to recover well, to come back stronger. So I'm feeling quite good now. I've put in a little bit of consistency, just been for my first longish run today of 10k. Whoa, where are you going? Come back. Don't fall over on me. Yeah, first longish run of 10k. I say longish because 10k this time last year was probably my warm-up. But everything in perspective, coming back now from an injury, so you've just got to try and keep everything as consistent as you can, as low intense as you can. Feels quite horrible, to be honest. You just want to be out there doing your best, but you can't be. Make sure you recover fully. And I'm pretty buzzed about today because it's the first time I've been able to put in a run over 30 minutes and not feel anything in my stomach muscles or any tweaks or niggles anywhere. So hopefully now I can be on the road to a little bit more of recovery. And then once I'm happy with my consistency, then you can start adding in the intensity again. So just got to be consistent for a couple more weeks and then see how we go. I have got triathlon coming up in the summer, so I want to make sure I'm nice and fit for that. If that means a little bit of sacrifice from smaller events leading up to it, then so be it. Just aim for your A race and try and be as consistent as you can.